Hey voters, Anthony Haslage, the internet politician here. Before I begin, do not forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date on new content. We're returning to topics from my political positions document, which can be found on my website. The website's link is in the description. So we're going to start with marijuana. It should be regulated and taxed like tobacco. I mean, if we're going to allow one, we should allow the other. Even though I am allergic to both marijuana and tobacco, I would be remiss not to see the economic gains from regulating marijuana. Now, Ohio in the last couple of years has passed a law that allows certain venues to sell and grow marijuana. So, I mean, there's progress. A number of other states have done so as well, despite the federal government still making it illegal to traffic across state lines. So with the regulation does come stricter laws on illegal growth and distribution of marijuana, just like what happened with tobacco. Long-term exposure to tobacco damages a user's throat and lungs. Eventually, users may develop severe diseases such as cancer or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD. Marijuana can still damage a user's throat and lungs to a lesser degree than tobacco, but some studies have shown that marijuana has long-term effects on the brain. Reasons similar to these are why tobacco has such a high tax as a means to cover both preventative and reactive measures. I don't know, and I honestly, that's on me. I didn't research too deeply into how we are taxing marijuana, but if we're not, we probably should be matching it with cigarettes. But I digress. Moving on to national defense. While I do believe that we should do anything that we can to counter terrorism, we must first place our nation's own well-being above others. Our focus should be on maintaining an enduring peace. The problem is that some countries do not respect peace unless it is backed with war, so we need strength. President Theodore Roosevelt once said that we must speak softly and carry a big stick. It is sad that we must resort to such tactics, but it is the reality of international affairs if we wish to maintain and defend our freedoms. I mentioned in a previous video that when things get bad for us, we really need to close the borders and kind of just look inwards. But in general, because we are a global economy, as much as some people don't like that, for commerce, we rely heavily on a lot of countries outside of our borders. So that's something to keep in mind when we talk about national defense. But we move on to another topic, privatization. I believe that there is enough demand in the marketplace for the government to privatize most utilities, prisons, and schools. There are currently a significant number of private utilities, prisons, and schools being subsidized by the government. It has been shown that most privatized and subsidized entities are successful when it comes to the cost of effectiveness and quality. In a previous video, I did mention, like, depending on where you live, certain things are privatized. In southeast Ohio, where a family has a farm, pretty much sewage, garbage, water, all of that, you have to pay a private company to take care of for you. You can't pay the city. The city doesn't handle it. You're in a rural part of the state. So you got to fend for yourself there. So the last topic we're going to get into is pro-choice versus pro-life. If you watched the video about my belief in contraception, I choose neither. As I am a man, and it's not my place to tell any woman what she should do with her body. It is entirely a woman's decision if she wants to be either pro-choice or pro-life. Although I am a fan of prevention and believe that if a woman is not ready to be a mother, she should take every step possible to not get pregnant in the first place. Same thing goes for a man. I feel like it didn't need to be said, but if a dude doesn't want to have a kid, he either gets snips or he wears a condom. If it was my partner and she decided to abort our healthy child within the time frame permitted by law, I would most likely be incredibly upset. Frankly, it would indicate that there was a problem with our relationship. However, I would also hope that we as a couple would have had enough foresight to discuss reproduction before such circumstances could occur. But we're going to end it here. It's a pretty heady topic. I'm sure I'm going to get comments on it. Well, that is all the time we have for today, voters. Remember, a good voter is an informed voter who can think for themselves. Do not forget to check out my previous videos on this channel, as well as like and subscribe to keep up to date on new content.